Welcome to season 2 of the Evolv podcast.
In this new season, you're going to see upgraded equipment and guests that are going to be joining us on themes of business, self-development, health and fitness coaching, and our journey from start to finish.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this podcast.
Peace. Welcome to the Evolv podcast, casting couch of 2024.
Welcome back to another episode of the Evolv podcast with Brendon and Rianon. And today we have a special guest, another special guest,
Another one.
another blood relative of mine.
Yeah, you just keep on getting new ones. Eh?
They just spawn out of nowhere. And
How many of these do you have?
just the three siblings, just the three.
Yeah.
But without this person in everyone's life for a male, if you don't have a relationship with one of these people, it's a rough road. If you don't have a good barber, mate,
Oh, mate.
it's
trust
tough.
me.
It's
My one
tough.
gives me good touches.
Other than my brother, Lucas. Lucas, welcome to the podcast. Welcome.
Welcome.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. You boys?
Doing well. You're in your own little domain here. This is what dreams are made of in this realm. And well, look at what you've created.
It's a pretty sick space, if I'm going to be honest.
How did you come up with this idea?
Look, my first ever barbershop I went to was Establishment in Beverly Hills, and the dream just came from that. And I wanted to execute it, and I turned this space into something similar to that, and now I'm here.
Nice. I remember you mentioning to me about the hexagon lights.
Yes.
Like you had like a photo of the hexagon lights, and I was like, that would look sick. And you're like, I'm getting it in my shop soon.
I did say that. I did, yeah.
So tell everyone a little bit about yourself, what you currently do, and why we're in this glamorous room.
So, Lucas Bianco, aka LDB. I'm a barber now, full time, working by myself. Work 4 to 5 days a week, and love every single minute of it.
How did you create that love at such an early age?
Long story. I picked up a calculator back in year 10, I think.
Yeah.
Year 10, maybe year 9. I started cutting the boys, and it was just went up from there. Just kept cutting them with the calculator, thinking it was a clipper. And I bought my first dog clipper. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm cutting hair.
What made you do that? Because I remember you showing me a video of when you were like really, really young, and you just had like scissors in your hand.
Yeah.
And you were like practicing just air doing it.
Yeah.
What made you start doing that? Like,
Just to practice. I always got taught, always play with the tools first, and that's what I did, and we just picked up from there.
Obviously, it's a rhythm and a routine. Like you do a very repeated exercise, we'll call it, over and over again, cutting people's hair. How did you adapt to the different hairstyles over the years?
Look, that was a hard one. I'm still adapting to each head and hair now, but just practice. Going over your work, seeing if it's even, seeing if it's not even. Yeah, that's about it.
nice. So you've known from a very young age that barbering is what you want to do
Yes,
all the
correct.
time.
Yeah.
And obviously you've just followed through with it. But not many people, like even though they know what their passion is and what they want to do, not many people still just start running a business. You know, a lot of people in your industry might just work as barbers for someone else. What made you make that transition from just being a barber for someone and then running your own business?
That's a good one. I started working for someone else, and it was good. I started apprenticeship. It was 4 years, and towards the end of it, it hit me, and I didn't really want to be controlled by someone and have someone looking over me every single minute, telling me what to do, telling me how many haircuts to do, and I was like, no, I'm over this, and spoke to my dad, and I built this shop, and I'm here today.
Nice.
So that obviously there's a big word in that answer, which is controlling. What was one of the aspects that you liked about being in control for yourself?
Working when I want, how I want, and what days I want. So I was working 6-7 days, and I never really liked it. I never really enjoyed it.
Did it feel more like a chore?
Towards the end of it, yes, it did. When I was catching trains there, getting Ubers back and forth, telling the parents to pick me up. I didn't have much free time to myself, so I wasn't available to go out. I wasn't available because I always had work the next day, and I always had that commitment to work. But I'm grateful for it because it's led me to here today. But yeah.
There's a lot of teachings in that experience of, you know, being somewhat controlled because you're not prioritizing yourself. With prioritizing yourself, what did you do to benefit your now career?
Work 4-5 days a week, work on my mental health, work on my gym, myself, and getting to know myself a lot more than when I was in a shop setting.
Yeah, so like understanding you as a person and what you needed to essentially grow as a person or grow as a business and a name and, you know, for your own health. Now, for those people that don't know, Lucas went through a very big transformation when he was younger. He did the 75 hard challenge and you stuck to it all the way through. How did that come about? Where was the flip, the switch that flipped in your head?
So this is a good one. It was peak COVID, and I was in school, just before school, and I was 140 kilos. I was a big boy. I kept getting bullied for it, and it hit me. I was in bed lying down. I was like, something's got to change. Something's going to change. So I got up. I did my research. I started with the 75 hard, and I was like, something's going to change in my life, and this is what is going to help me. And yeah, I'll just stay grounded to it, and knew what I was going to get out of it, basically.
So what made you do something that not many people can achieve themselves? Because a lot of people do the 75 hard and don't actually make it towards the end. You obviously did the whole thing. So what made you think that for someone that didn't have any, you know, structure or routine in their life, you're 140 kilos, what made you think the best way to get into routine is to chuck yourself in something really, really hard?
Yeah, so chuck yourself in the deep end. That's what I like to say, and that's what I did. I was in Zoom meetings, eating bad foods, ordering Uber Eats. I was like, what's going on? You know, like, what am I doing with myself? And I started running. I started doing 5Ks in the morning, 5Ks at night. So it was 10Ks altogether for the day. And then I stepped up from there. Went for runs, went for walks, and then we had a little backyard gym. Set that up with my brothers, and we started going on from there. We started working out. I was doing 20-minute sessions, 30-minute sessions, and then it went up to 45, and just kept on going on from there.
So I can say like you actually built some sort of routine over time. You didn't go from 0 to an hour session, doing 10K runs. You gradually built yourself up over time. What made you do that? Like, why did you think to start slow and build up slowly?
I didn't want to boost my ego. I was doing 5K, 5kgs for a good month. Went up from there. And I always got taught by my brothers, which are PTs, that just slow and steady wins the race. You know, like I wasn't going to achieve what I was going to achieve overnight. You know, so I had that in mind, and I said to myself, like, it's gonna pay off one day. It's gonna pay off.
Nice. So you're there for the long journey rather than just a quick fix. Yeah.
Famous quote: enjoy the enjoy the journey, not the destination.
I love it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And obviously the mental resilience to be consistent with that for 75 days, that's the part of the reason as to why so many people fail. What was your headspace like? Because a lot of people would like to know what it's like to go through something like a 75 hard challenge. How did you develop the resilience to finish that 75 hard?
Yeah, and can you actually also explain to everyone what 75 hard is? Because not everyone knows.
So I'll start off with that first. 75 hard, you have about 6 to 7 things to do in that day, which are 2 workouts, read a book, pray, drink water, and also there's a few others, but I don't know off the top of my head. But what was the next one?
The question was, what is the 75 hard challenge, and how did you build your mental resilience to continue the 75?
Prove people wrong. I had a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people that doubted me and said things about me which just flipped the switch, and it just turned me on from there. I was like, I'm all for it. I'm gonna get it, and that's what I did.
Got that bread, baby.
Yeah,
That's cool.
We actually had another guest on the podcast, Vinny, who had some experience like that where it was someone else external that said something to him that kickstarted his journey. So it was like an external thing that pushed you on. Do you feel like, that external factor, someone telling you like that external influence or another person saying something is what started, but then what kept you going was more your internal motivation, wasn't it?
Basically, yeah. So the things that were said flipped the switch, and then it was just mind over matter after that. I wanted it and I got it. It was every man for themselves, basically. I just wanted it, and I wanted it more than other people, basically.
Yeah. Just to give our viewers an understanding, I used to go to the gym at like 5 a.m, just before I started my sessions. This guy was already 30 minutes into a session by the time I got there. He was like, come on, Brendon. And I was still half awake, still going through it. He was like, come on, Brendon, let's get into it. And I was like, jeez, bro, like it's 5 a.m.
You were killing it. And I just remember, well, he still does it to this day where he wakes up and apart from my other brother, he doesn't rummage through the house and start blending at 4 o'clock in the morning. But Lucas just goes out, jumps in the car and he's off 4:30. And I'm like, oh my God, what time is it? Oh, Lucas. Up the driveway he goes. He's off.
Do you still do that? Like
Always. Yeah.
Still 4:30?
4:30, 5, maybe sleeping here and there. But I started going for walks now. Walks and then go to the gym.
Yeah.
Clear the mind out first. Get the day started well, and then be back around 6:37. Start the day, eat breakfast, protein shake, and
Nice. What's made you keep that routine? Because now you don't need to do that anymore. Because you got a different routine with your business. You don't need to be up at 4:30, whereas before you had to for work. So what's made you keep that habit?
When I started my journey, I had no license, had no P's, got my P's late. I barely did any hours on L's, and always had to walk to Anytime Fitness Bexley, and always walk there. And now that I've purchased my own car, it just work while everyone's sleeping. Basically, that's what I like to put in my head while I'm half asleep in the shower, cold shower. It's sometimes warm, but that's what I like to think. I said, work while everyone's sleeping. Do the most while everyone's doing the least. You know,
It's a good way to look at life. Like, you know, when anyone wants to start a business or a journey, fitness related or not, that headspace is so powerful to whatever you put your mind to. Now, what was like one of the biggest takeaways that you got from the 75 hard challenge that you've now consistently kept on going with?
definitely the workout aspect of it, and of course the drinking, but also the prayer as well. When I just about 30 minutes before I go to bed, say a prayer, thank the man above, and just going from there, you know.
Amen.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
And how much does religion play a role in your business and your fitness and all that kind of stuff? Like, how does it all tie in?
Just someone being there, you know, someone to lean on. I'm not the most religious person. Like, I don't go to church every week, but at least a prayer can change something. And if the business is going shit, say a prayer, and I like to lean on him for him to help me in what I'm doing with my work.
So sort of like a guiding teacher in a way. Yeah.
Do you feel the support?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I wouldn't be sitting in this shop right now if it wasn't for him. But especially the parents as well. But yeah,
That's
I respect that.
I respect that heaps. That's mad. I wasn't expecting that to come up in this conversation, but I respect it hard. Because the religion is a very big part in, you know, not everyone's life, but most Christians' life it's a very important role to have someone there to lean on, and it can push you a lot further than you mentally think you can go. So to have someone like that supporting you throughout this journey, it makes you very grateful for the position that you're in. That threw me off completely. Oh yeah, give me emotional cunt. Okay. Yeah, shit, Brendon, you might have to ask a question, eh?
bring it on, Brendon. Bring it on.
All right, so about the touchies.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Let's just say I love going into that chair, and Lucas always just asks me the question, "Hey, what are we doing today?" I'm like, "Just give me a little touchy."
That all started from a video we wanted to do, and it was. I said, Brendon, do your thing, and then that was his thing. Basically, that was his thing. I was like, I got thrown off by. I was like, touchy. What's this guy speaking about? And then
It all clicked.
yeah, it just all clicked. I was like, oh, yep, that's what
Gonna
he
roll
meant.
with-
That's
gonna
what he
roll with
meant.
it.
Yeah.
It just meant a little touchy. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We thought this. Yeah, go on.
First time someone has ever said that to me, so I was like,
I was shocked. I was like, surely people ask for this. Just like a little touch up. Like,
not here, not in this barber shop.
not in this barbershop?
No.
Oh, okay. So I was the first one.
You were the first one.
You should actually put it up on the board, like touchies accepted.
First and last one. That's cool. Come on.
I remember this is when you first started the shop as well.
Yes.
And you started getting to like TikTok or social media marketing as a form to increase your name and stuff like that. But you've since gone away from that type of marketing. What made you start that, and what made you stop doing that?
I like this question, and for me, I was looking for the numbers. I was looking, how many numbers can I get? How many people can I get? And I saw everyone doing it. I saw people getting 15K months, 20K months. I was like, you can't just get that overnight. And these people, they're doing these videos in a garage setting. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but I'm not in a garage setting. I'm in a proper shop. I've built it up. I've done everything modernized to this shop, and not many people have this, you know. And I said to myself, I was like, I need to be different. I can't be following everyone else, and everyone else was doing the same thing.
Can't be a sheep.
Can't be a sheep. And it clicked. I was
Unless
like,
it's a pink one.
yeah, pink one, that's for sure. Maybe rainbow, put that in there. But no,
A pink sheep that wants a touchy.
yeah. But no, it just clicked me. I said, I'm following someone that has already done it, and I want to make my own name for myself. I didn't want to be listed under that person, you know. I wanted to be put in my own category in this barber industry, because there's a lot of people out there. A lot of people cutting hair. Everyone can cut hair, but there's only a small portion that is doing it for themselves and by themselves, you know. And I joined. What's it called?
Was there any like
You
a
joined a
course?
A course, yeah. And you pay monthly for it, and it was by HH, which is this guy, Hakeem Hong, and he was a well-known barber. But I joined it thinking I could just succeed like that, but
Like the quick fix sort of thing.
the quick fix, and it did teach me a lot. It did. I met a few good barbers, and I still speak to them to this day. But like I said, I wanted to do something for myself. I wanted to make my own brand, my own name, and this shop is not like any other shop. I put my heart and soul into this shop. I put all my money into it, all my savings, everything. And
No, good.
and yeah, I just wanted to do something for myself, basically. That's the answer.
I do remember sitting in this chair. This is another time, and I was like, "Oh, when are we going to take another touchy video?"
Yeah.
Because I remember it blew up a little bit. And I was like, "I can be the TikTok guy for you." Like, don't ask for touchies, and then everyone's like, "Why did you ask for touchy?" Whatever. And then you sat me down, and you were like, "I don't want to be a TikTok barber anymore."
Yeah, TikTok barber. So basically, TikTok barber, you post content every day, trying to get people to see it, views, numbers, everything. And it clicked me. I was like, I'm getting 10K a view, 10K a video. How many of those people are coming to me? There's probably 5, 6.
I watched it like 10 times, but
10. So that's probably 9,000 and, well, I don't know, but whatever it is.
9,000 other people didn't come to this barbershop.
But no, it just clicked me because everyone was doing the same content. Like, trust me, it's not bad content. I've done it myself. I respect people that do it, but I didn't want to follow people posting this, posting. I want to do my own thing. I want to post clean, simple content, like my shop, clean, simple, black and white, a few green plans here and there.
and that's more your brand and your image that you're trying to bring out there.
That's more my brand. And the name LDB, I want to build that up. I want to keep it simple. I didn't want to get those thousands of views and no one turn up. I want to get about 1,000 views and about 50 people coming to me. That's how I see it. That's how I vision it, is these people, they're all promoting their stuff. I want to do it organically. I want to have my real people come to me, because people from China, from bloody who knows where are coming to me, you know, who are watching the videos. They're not coming to me, you know. And I want people to see those videos and go, oh, this guy's simple. He's authentic, basically. He's doing something for himself.
He's real.
He's real. Yes.
I think that's a very important part in social media, and a lot of people do get lost in the social media realm where they start chasing the numbers. And me and Brendon speak
Like
about
more
this.
views, more followers, and
We speak about this all the time, and how, like, you know, we'll get a little bit of a buzz from 1,200 view video, you know, or, you know, the 20,000K video. Like, it just, when you start chasing the numbers, it doesn't really replicate the efforts that you put into your own business at the end of the day. So how did you realize that, okay, I need to start steering clear and sticking in my own lane? What made you just go, all right, my own content now?
When everyone was doing the same thing, basically. That's it. That's
so
my
you didn't
answer,
want to be a sheep.
basically. When everyone was doing the same thing, they were just copying each other. I was like, I need to be simple. I need to be different. So that's what I led. That's what I led
it.
by.
And when I walk into this barbershop, I always feel fresh. I always feel clean. I walk out feeling even more fresh and clean. With a fresh fade, fresh touchy, sick.
That's it.
And the vibe of this place just gives off that same energy, blood.
It's honestly, like, I live here. So, like, I walk down here and I'm like, geez, this is, you know, I painted some of these walls as well, actually.
The black roof, it's got a bit of scratches up there. So I don't know what it's doing. Look, it's up there right now.
Oh, I can see them as well.
Where? That was not me.
That's poor form, seriously. Right?
Surely not. Don't stitch me up.
Don't come to Mr. Rianon for a
paint job.
If you want some renovations, don't worry. Don't call me. I'm not the one to call. I'll just stick to PT for now.
So you deviated away from TikTok and being like a TikTok barber. Obviously, that wasn't really working. It was working in terms of getting you views, but it wasn't really working in terms of building your business and your brand. Whereas now you're kind of working on that.
Yes.
Now, there was a big shift, and I'd say that this happened recently in the last few months, where you increased your prices. a lot of people when they start a business, they take a long time before they just up their prices or they don't feel like they're worth it, all that kind of stuff. What made you make that shift, and how did you make that transition?
Good question. I saw my value. And I said I was charging $20, $35. You know, it was the bare minimum. I was doing big hours. I came from working from a shop, 9 to 5 shop. Came back here 6:30 to 12 at night, or 2:30 in the morning. Sometimes I finish. You know, and once I got out of the shop set in, I came into my own shop, my own build, and I knew my worth and I knew my value. Like I said before, I provide some things that other people don't provide. You know, like I've got free drinks. I've got an environment where it's friendly, it's welcoming. There's no other barbers talking to you. It's just one-on-one service. You know, there's no one there distracting you. If you've got a problem, the person in the chair always says it straight up. You know, so it's one-on-one basically.
Yeah, the one-on-one aspect of a barber or a personal trainer is
Which is why it's more premium.
Yeah,
Because you walk into a barber shop, you don't feel that welcomed and connected because there's like 20 other people in there. Whereas when you're in here, it's just like one-on-one or maybe one other person.
Yeah.
But that one other person is probably going to be your friend.
Mate. Yeah, mate. Yeah. So that's why I went up to $50 and $60. You know, because I saw what I was giving for $35 was not enough. I was doing big days, and now that I've cut my up my prices, I've seen less people come in, but I've seen the realer people come in. The people that see my value, see what I'm worth, and love coming to me, not because of the price, but because
They see the value too.
they see the value too. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So it's all well and fine to increase your prices, but if you can increase your prices and still keep your business, it shows that you're actually worth more than you actually even thought from the start. So how would you teach a new business owner that maybe just started their business, say it's a PT or it's a barber, whatever it is, how would you teach them to increase their prices? What stage would you say they need to be at?
A stage where you can see you're doing the most, and you want to get out of that little sector of your life, because I was doing the most. I was doing big hours, like I said. I was doing so many hours. I was like, went to bed. I was like, I'm thrashed. I'm gone. I don't want to cut hair anymore. And then as soon as I raised my prices, it hit me. I was like, I'm doing less, making more. You know. So I'm happy I did that. And there's so much I can teach, and there's so much I can do. But it's just if the right people are willing to learn what you're gonna say to them, because some people don't like listening. They zone off in their own head sometimes, you know. So there's so much you can teach, but you can only teach the right people willing to learn what you're gonna say.
100%.
and being a barber, you have to be very well versed in everyone's world. So, you know, there could be personal trainers coming in, there could be builders coming in. How did you learn to speak so confidently with people?
I was a shy kid back in my old shop. I was very, very shy, and one of the co-workers with me, he brought me out, and I learned by him because he was comfortable. He was cocky, comfortable, outgoing, speaking to people, making people laugh. And I adapted to him when he was doing all that, because I was like, I wasn't speaking to anyone. All my workmates were saying, speak, start speaking to people. So cutting those people, 45 people a day, it built up a tolerance level. I was like, it just, you catch on to things basically. And that's how I flipped the switch, and I said, start speaking, you get more comfortable.
You just ask more questions.
I always started with the first 3 questions. Ask how their day was, what they were doing, and what's the plan for tonight, or what's for dinner. Just the 3 small things that I said to them brought me out.
You can branch off those questions a lot as well.
Branch off, 100%.
And did you find that rolling with conversation after you got a response from either of those questions made it easier for you?
100%, because that conversation led to another one, and then that one led to the other one, and that led to the other one. So it was just a repeated cycle basically.
And what are some tips that you would give to someone starting off any sort of business venture in relation to communication? What would you suggest them to start doing?
Just go for it, basically. Don't worry about what you're going to say. And just say it basically. Just speak it. Just turn the radio on. Like, think you're a radio basically. You turn the volume up and they keep going. Like, you can't shut them up unless you turn them off.
Yeah. Like the Evolv podcast, right?
Exactly. But
You're not meant to agree there.
but if you turn it down, there's not going to be a conversation going. You know? If you turn it up, there's going to be a conversation there. So that's what I learned as well. That's what the boys told me back at my old shop as well. That's what they told me. So that's what I clicked to.
I rate that because, you know, when in this industry or the service-based industry, you always have to be able to, you have to be a good communicator because you're dealing with different people all the time. You know, us as PTs, we're seeing different types of clients. You as a barber, you're seeing different types of clients all day, every day. I feel like over time, there are going to be some clients you're like, oh man, you know, having this
Seeing him
chat.
again.
Yeah, I'm seeing him again. Like, damn, I'm seeing Brendon is going to ask me for a touchy again.
Every time you book in, I say that.
He puts it in the notes.
He does.
I'm coming for a touchy.
He does. He does.
does?
I swear he does.
Does it actually come up? In your...
Yeah, it does. It does. It goes. It sends me two notifications, and then the second notification is the email with your name and what you've booked, and then it says a note. It goes, "I'm here for a touch or something like that." It was always something like that. I was like, should I just cancel this guy? Like, what should I do?
I'd rather not with this guy now. Now, in PT, there are moments where you don't gel with every single client you see, and you have to see them every week all the time. And I feel like that's going to be very similar in barber. How do you deal with those types of interactions or those types of people?
I don't. I just do it, basically. They call barbers, yeah, basically. They call barbers therapists. That's why I speak to people every single day, every
About
single
their problems,
convo.
right?
Yeah, but I can't sit in my shop without speaking to someone. You know, I can't have a dead spot in the chair while I'm cutting someone. It makes it feel awkward, you know. So that's what I learned. Is just you can't have bad books with anyone. You can't be in the bad books with anyone. Sorry. So
Yeah, because you want to make them feel comfortable and confident as well, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Which is very similar to PT as well.
Yes.
In terms of like you don't want them to feel awkward and not feel welcomed because you're essentially trying to promote them to feel good about themselves in that sense as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, being a barber, there's highs and lows. With every high comes a big low. What are some of the biggest challenges you've faced when starting up this whole barber shop journey?
The fear of not getting enough. Not getting enough numbers for the week, not getting enough clients for the week, not doing enough. And that when I left the shop, I said I was scared. My parents were scared. My whole family was scared. And I said, nah, I'm going to flip the switch. I'm going to flip the switch. So that's why I started the course, because I was by myself. This first ever time I was doing something for myself. So I kickstarted my page. I started posting a lot. I started getting the word around, and my mates especially, they helped me out. Definitely. I got a few mates that did a share, word of mouth, and I still thank those boys to this day. I still give them the free haircuts here and there, because I respect what they did. Like anyone else, they kickstarted my business basically for me,
Got the word out, told their friends, and then that kind of, built the foundations in a way, which I'm sure there's still customers coming from that, right?
Yes, 100%. And I started January this year. January. My bad.
So we're only
January.
like 9.5 months in.
Yeah, and I started
Wow.
with 10 people. 10 people in this shop. And the first ever haircut I did, I had all 6 of my mates in that chair there, a few chairs around the corner here. I had 6 of them, and they were here supporting me since day one. So that's what I appreciate from them, and especially my brothers. I cut Ree on the toilet once. I've cut him everywhere. I've cut Jules somewhere. I've cut my dad somewhere. You know, so I've cut all the boys somewhere.
I can see you cutting his hair on the toilet, actually.
Yeah, it was one occasion that I did so, but yeah, it's just,
I was his guinea pig
Yeah.
for the longest time
Yeah.
in the garage when we were living in Bexley.
yeah.
We were in Bexley, and in the garage had the brown chair
Brown chair, yeah.
that he
So it was
found
a
on.
shit chair.
Yeah, he bought off Marketplace, and
It was pretty good. It was
it
pretty
did
good.
the job. It did the job.
It did the job for me. Yeah, 100%.
Did you put the brown chair inside the toilet as well?
No, it wouldn't fit Brendon. It wouldn't fit Brendon.
Obviously, that support network was something that was a big factor in the success of where you are today. If you could put 5 priorities down, or 5, what am I trying to ask? I always talk about having 5 priorities in your life, whether that be friends, family, you, faith, whatever. What would you say your top 5 priorities are at the moment?
At the moment, first off, the man above, and then family. Family, of course. I always want to give back to the family, and then the list goes on from there. Jesus, family, work is there, and then friends. Basically, that's only 4, but 5 is pushing it. Basically, for me, I want to keep those 4 things locked in. I don't want no distractions. I don't want nothing there for me. You know, I want to go out there and just do my best. Do my best, basically.
I rate that. I really rate that. And yeah, I know Ray's going to ask you in just a second, what about you, mate? But something I'd like to say is, even if he doesn't say it, he still is in the background with all those 4 priorities that he's focusing on.
I said family. That was.
Does he
that was
count
my
as
third.
family himself?
We'll let it slide.
That's family, right? That's family.
I always say make you a number 1 priority at the end of the day.
I'm there.
But you're there.
But
That's the 5th one.
That's the 5th one, but I always put people first. I'll leave myself to last.
Why is that?
Ray doesn't like that answer.
No. I'm not. It's not that. I'm just curious because obviously on a podcast you get different viewpoints and you get different opinions. Why is it that you put people first and you last?
Good question.
There's the heavy hitter.
That was a heavy hitter, but I like to see people doing better than me.
Yeah.
You know, I always want to be the shadow, and that's what I've learned because I've always been the shadow for someone, especially when cutting hair. I always looked over someone's shoulder, you know. So if someone's doing good or better, I want to be better than them. So take a few steps back to take a few steps forward. So that's what I.
Oh, that's a dumbest person in the room quote.
Yeah.
You know,
Something like that. It wasn't the right.
it's not the
thing, but it
right
was
terms or
something,
anything, but we have a friend that always says a quote to us, Jono. He's like, be the dumbest person in the room and you'll eventually be the smartest person in the room. But you never let anyone know that.
Yeah, 100%.
Never let anyone know that. Yeah. I rate that.
Don't need to let anyone know. Just sit there and go, wow.
Just sitting there in the background.
The quietest in the room is always the loudest. If you get that.
If you deep it.
If you deep it, that's deep.
Deep
That's-
it.
That is deep.
Deep it.
See,
I'm
Brendan's the
deeping it.
loudest in the room.
Does that mean I'm
No,
the quiet?
Loudest isn't the meaning of loudest.
Oh, no.
Loudest.
Yeah. I get it. So the
Get it?
quietest person in the room is actually the loudest because they're the ones that cause the frustrations or people to actually be like on edge in a
Yes.
way. So like, oh,
How did
why
you do
is he
that?
talking?
Yeah.
Wow. That guy over there? Wow. He's a barber? Wow.
Mesmerizing.
Can I get a touchy?
Oh, so you want touches now as well?
No, but haircut.
Don't be
I'm
rude,
gonna-
man.
I'm going to change my price board in a minute and,
Yeah.
and
You
just
should.
do touchy specials. Just for one day
Brendon
only.
special.
The Brendon special at the bottom.
Now, we're going to start wrapping this up, but like, what are some top tips that you would give to anyone wanting to start their barber journey?
Go for it. Do it and go for it. Go. All gas, no brakes, I like to say.
All
gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. You know, so if there's a wall, all gas, you know?
I like that one. I always
gas,
say that
no
to Rianon
brakes.
every day. I'm like, come on, just...
Just, there's a what, mate? Just bang straight.
And he's like, nah, we can go around it this way and that way.
No
Which
cutting
is smart.
corners. Yeah, but if you crash into the wall, you get out and you start running more.
So that's my mindset.
Yeah.
And then you keep running more and you lose your shoes. So then you leave the shoes and you keep running ever more.
Lose your legs, jump into a wheelchair, just keep going. push.
Oh,
Well, this has been a
this is a
great
good one.
I want
podcast.
to keep on going. You got any more questions for me?
Mate, ask us some questions. No. We got heaps more.
All right. Keep going. A couple more questions. I'll like to answer.
Now, being a barber, there's a lot of stigma around the equipment that you use. How did you develop that knowledge of what equipment was the next thing that you were going to buy? Because you can start off with something very cheap and work your way up to the most expensive, or you can go balls deep and you can get the most expensive equipment. What made you start from where you were, like the cheap equipment that we started with, to where you are now? And how did you learn that was the equipment you needed to get?
I wanted to give the best quality service to my clients.
The right tools.
The right tools, the right haircuts,
The right
everything like
service.
that. You know, so I start with dog clippers because no one can start with the best of best clippers. You know, and
As in, like, clippers you'd use on a dog.
yeah.
Is that what you use on me sometimes?
No, not anymore. I've got about $2,000 worth of gear in there. So
Oh, right.
yeah,
That.
yeah. But not in my old house. But when I started in the establishment, I had not the best clippers, of course. They were good name brand clippers, of course. Yeah, but they weren't the best. Like cut people, they'll pull the skin. You know, so that's
Oh, they were the worst.
yeah.
When he goes over with the buzzer and he goes, oh, geez,
Yeah.
steam.
The blunt ones as well. The
Oh,
blunt ones.
Oh,
mate.
I used to love getting those sparks of blood all over my head. I was like, that means it got really tight, didn't it? Until I went to Lucas and realised that's not normal.
No, definitely not. I always make it skin. Every single client I make it skin. So they should be grateful for that. That's for sure.
Oh, 100%. Now, obviously, we've talked a lot about your barbering and your business and all that kind of stuff. I want to find out more about your health and fitness journey.
Yes,
Obviously, we talked about the 75 hard and all that kind of stuff. You've obviously kept going since then.
Yep.
What does your health and fitness journey look like now?
It stopped. It stopped for a bit. I'll be honest, and I wasn't liking the gym. I lost all my size. Not that I had size, but I lost my size and I lost my motivation. I lost my spark. And when I was going, I had no purpose. And when I was going to the gym in the morning at 4:30 and all that, there was a purpose there, and that was to prove people wrong, which I did. Which people till this day say, "Oh, congratulations, blah blah blah," but I had no purpose. You know, I had nothing going for me. A couple months ago, I was focused on my business, and that's all I wanted. But I thought to myself, life's about balance. I can't always prioritize work over myself. You know, so that's when I put myself first. In that point, I said I just signed up to a new gym in Miranda, and basically what I did to myself when I raised my prices, I saw the value in myself. I saw the value in this gym. So I go to the gym and I pay the price. I'm willing to pay it because I see the value in the gym. You know, I see saunas, I see people there, I see big people, I see everyone there, and that's when I flipped the switch again. That's when I flipped and I was like, I need to do more. I need to do more. So that's what I did.
It's like you were building your career, your business, but then as you were doing all that kind of stuff, you kind of fell off track with your fitness and your health and stuff like that. Would you say because it fell down your priority list? Obviously, it wasn't as important to you.
Yeah.
But now you're, I guess, creating routine, creating rhythm with your business. You can start focusing on your health and your fitness again, and you're trying to match them up.
Yeah.
So your brand is not only your business, but it's also how you look, how you feel.
100%.
And then the way you're creating that is by going to a more premium gym.
Yep.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I put myself in other people's shoes. I was like, if these guys are doing it, then I can do it. You know, I wanted the best for myself. Basically, I wanted more than anyone in the room. You know, so that's why I still go to the gym 4:30. I set like 14 alarms, 15 alarms, I think. 4:41 for just everything. And so I go to the gym now, headphones in, and it's either Lil Baby, rap, or some motivation, you know. So that's basically, I just go in there, I give it my all sometimes. But some of my mates, and if you're watching this, some of my mates say that I don't give it my all because I don't like to ego lift. Like, they're all doing big weights, of course, and they're all big boys. Like, I got one big mate, and he's solid. He's solid build, and I've been cutting my whole life, basically, like cutting weight wise, you know. So I never had that big frame on me, and I never learned enough about my body, and which I did now, and that's why I'm slowly creeping up. So I don't like the ego lifts doing 50s and 60s, or I like to stay at the 30s, rep them out, get the squeeze, get the feel in there. So that's what I like doing now. So just rep. That's what.
I feel like that's because, you know, you started your journey all weight loss focused. Like, all for you, you were just thinking, I need to lose this weight. You did 75 hard. You started going through that whole weight loss journey. Then at the back end of it, you started your business. And then you were like, you've already lost the weight. Your reason why to keep on training was already gone because you were already at a physique level that you were happy with. But now it's going to like a different switch where you're like, now I'm prioritizing my health for my business, my career, my status, all that kind of stuff, which is very different to just a weight loss journey because you got no more weight to lose anymore. So now it's in the opposite direction. How have you, I guess, made that shift and created that new reason why?
Because, like I said before, I think just balance. I didn't want to keep on working. I wanted to have work a couple of hours, be free, go to the gym, go do something different. You know, I didn't always want to have a tunnel vision of work. Of course, it's good, yes, but you need a balance. You need to go out clubbing. You need to experience life. You need those things in your life to go up from there. So, yeah.
I'm just bamboozled. I haven't spoken. Like, this is the weird part about talking to your siblings.
You don't speak a lot.
You don't speak a lot. Well, for instance, we see each
if
other.
he's working 20 hours a day.
No, I know, 100. And
then he sleeps for 3.5 because he has 10 alarms to wake up at 4:30 to get to the gym again.
I feel like I'm just listening. I feel like
14 alarms.
Yeah.
14.
Oh, 14.
I just feel like I'm sitting here and listening to the podcast. You know, like, this is crazy. So, no, I do honestly.
You better become one of those viewers then.
Mate, you know I am. I edit all these podcasts. I watch them 10 times over. But I do honestly appreciate this. This is obviously something we just told you we were going to do. And you've taken it on the chin and you've answered these questions as honestly and openly as you can. And hopefully people that watch this take some tips and advice from someone so young and someone so motivated and someone that's very driven to always have the best outcome for themselves at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then part 2 of this podcast, you guys are going to see elevation of Barber LDB.
As always.
Coming soon.
Oh yes.
Put that as a like the blooper, like the trailer for the.
That's going to be the start of it.
Yeah, do that.
Coming soon.
A wink.
Touchies. Touchies Incorporated.
God's sake.
Oh, mad.
Thanks.
Thanks, Luke.
All right. Can I say a
Yeah.
quote of the day?
Of course you can. Finish off with a bang.
Let me
Finish off with a
Let me
bang.
Let me get ready for this. All right. Quote of the day. Life is what you make it. Peace out.
Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Evolv podcast with Brendon and Rianon.
Make sure that you stay tuned for next week's episode. We're going to be dropping one every week. So make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And for now, the Evolv podcast. We'll see you soon.
And we're out.
Ciao.